Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, August the 6th. I severely missed you all last week. I hope you all missed me too. Seriously, just a little jelly. Just kidding. Just hope you all missed me. We had a great time celebrating a dear friend who is moving to Australia. So thank you all very much for letting me have a little bit of time off for that. Looks like we've got a couple of people hopping on here. So hello and happy Sunday to everybody. If you're brand new, please let us know because we would love to welcome you. We are all very kind here. We say, kind and generous things. So again, if you're brand new, please say hi and hello. If you're watching this on YouTube later, that's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. Please also say hi and hello because we would love to welcome you over there. And hello, Elaine. Good job on being the first one to hop on here, to hop on and say hello. But today is Sunday, August the 6th. If you're watching with us live, you have an opportunity to do some thumbs ups. You've got an opportunity to do some hearts. If you feel so led, you can do some stars, and the stars do pay a tiny bit towards all of this money that we spend here every week. I say me, it's me spending the money. Hello, Deanna, and hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. Hello, John from Fredericksburg, Virginia. So John is not actually from Fredericksburg. He's just watching from Fredericksburg. He had to drive over there to a job site in the wee hours of the morning this morning. And hello, Hattie. Hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. Hello, Sarah. Oh, good. Sarah said she missed us last weekend. Sorry. But I'm super glad that you missed me, though. And hello, Vicki from Illinois. It's good to see you. So hello, everybody. Hello, Carol Lou. We are going to be doing something fun. Actually, we're going to be talking about something fun in the second half. It just finished, so y'all don't have to sit and wait on water to boil tonight. And let's see, hello, Catherine from, Catherine from Lowell, North Carolina. Hello, Orlando Debbie. It's good to see you. Hello, Lisa from Arkansas. But hello, everybody. Thank you all for the hearts that you're already sending. Again, today is Sunday, August the 6th. I am Kelly. Dusty is at the ready because I've already made what we're going to be doing for tonight. And yeah, yay! Thank you, Sarah, and hello, Lynn. So he's already anxiously awaiting what he thinks is going to be a trial, but he's not trying it. And hello, Karen. Hello, Anna. Or Anna. Anna. Never can remember if it's Anna or Anna. It's good to see you. Hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. I did see several of you all. Let's see, who all did I see? I saw Lynn. Let's see, one of the Sandys, Mary. Saw several of you all Thursday at Gwen's Zoom meeting, so it was very nice to see your sweet and shining faces over there. Chris was there. Several of you all were there. But again, today is Sunday. We're going to be talking a lot. Oh, hello, Sue from Kentucky. And again, if you all are new, please let us know because we would love to welcome you. We do this almost every Sunday night. I started to say every single Sunday night, almost every Sunday night. I missed you all last week. We did ship a dear friend, literally shipped a dear friend off to Australia. Hello, Sandra from Naperville. I saw you Thursday night, but we shipped her off to Australia. She has made it safely there. Mom is doing well. Her dad's not doing too good. He's, whatever. He's feeling really weird about it. And her brother, funny thing, her baby brother, not doing so good. He's the one that's having a panic attack. But anyway, I did miss you all last week, and you can see Dusty, or you can hear Dusty is pacing as usual. I don't know. We got to put some mittens on his feet or something for this floor. I never realized how nice it was to have a carpeted area somewhere else. And hello, Linda. Good to see you. Hello, Sherry from Cape Coral, Florida. And hold on a second. Let's see. Vicki says, what is the policy for Lifetime if you have major surgery and can't be out for 2 months? Sadly, there are no passes. So there's no passes for things like that. And that's a great question, but it's just treated like normal. It's just treated like a normal Lifetime event if you just don't come to weigh in for 2 months. So sorry about that. There was an email. I'm not going to sidetrack on this, although you did get me distracted. I'm not going to sidetrack on this, but there was an email that came out to some Lifetime members. No, Sarah, there was no show, so you did not miss anything. No, I was at a party. I was at a shrimp boil on Sunday night last week. There was an email, though, that came out to some Lifetime members. I did not receive it, but some of you were receiving free e-tools and free benefits because you were Lifetime, when COVID started and then when they started canceling meetings, and other kind of things. And that is apparently coming to an end. I don't have a lot of details, so we're not going to talk about it tonight, okay? That's not a topic I'm going to go sidetrack off onto. I will say this. I am going to sort of sidetrack from the topic 2 weeks ago when we get going because Deanna actually brought up a great topic over in the If You Have an Egg Facebook group, and we're going to talk about that a little bit instead. Okay, so today is August the 6th. It is so good to see you all. Hello and happy Sunday. I am Kelly, in case you don't know me, haven't already seen me, whatever. If you're watching this later on YouTube, again, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. And Vicki, I understand, but do you know what kind of paperwork they would have to go through to confirm that everybody really was on medical hold? So, sorry, that's just not I don't see that being a good strategic move on their part. It's just, that's too much. That's too much. I'm so sorry you're having to do that, but I don't see that happening. Okay. So, what was I just saying? Anyway, youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. We're going to get going because we've got a lot to talk about. Dusty's very anxious to try what I made for the second half, even though he's not going to get to try it. And Sandra did remind me that the Lifetime thing is for Weight Watchers International only, which is probably why I didn't get the email, because I'm in a franchise location. Okay, so last week, I was not here. 2 weeks ago was chat number, 327, and we were talking about how to eat in sticky situations. But I want to know first, because I haven't seen you all for 2 weeks, who in the last 2 weeks has attended an in-person workshop or did a Zoom workshop? Give me some thumbs ups for that. And I still get a thumbs up for that. I still get a thumbs up for that because I did attend in-person workshops and I did a Zoom workshop. Yeah, so I still get a thumbs ups for that. Give me some hearts if you were here with us live 2 weeks ago. Yep, and I know Lynn did both because I saw her. Yeah, but give me hearts if you were here with us live 2 weeks ago, or if you watched later. Oh, and Mary's bottom was in a green chair. That's very awesome. So hearts for that. Yep, so we were not live last week. Y'all could go back and watch, another one on demand. But yeah, lots of you all did. So bravo stickers to everyone who attended an in-person workshop, went to a Zoom workshop, did both. Or, Catherine's all the colors. That's so cool. And aloha, Kathy. Or if you watched here with us live 2 weeks ago, or if you went back and watched later on demand. So bravo to everyone. Bravo, bravo. And when Debbie's just like star eyes. Yeah, very good. Okay, so 2 weeks ago was chat number 327, and we were talking about how to eat in tricky situations. I'm going to kind of skip over that because the discussion that was started over in the If You Have an Egg group, I think it was yesterday, I think is actually more important and more relevant. We are always, Debbie said don't forget the stars. Yeah, so if you would like to give any stars, you can do that, and you can comment and you can add stars. Thank you very much, Orlando Debbie, for mentioning that. And Orlando Debbie has done that. She has done that in the past. Carol Lou has, Mary has. Mary Ann has. We've had several people who have done stars. I'm at 435 stars of my 5,000 star goal, and every little bit helps. That's just another little easy way to help. And if you can't do any stars, sharing these videos, telling other people about it helps them and me to be able to provide all of this. Okay, thank you, Orlando Debbie, for that public service announcement. But the discussion that was being held over in the If You Have an Egg group, I think it's more important that we kind of scoot over to that discussion. I will still announce the people who did their homework. Good job on that. But the discussion that came up over in the If You Have an Egg group, Deanna and some others had questions about losing and gaining, losing and gaining, losing and gaining, losing and gaining. And Deanna even went so far as to make a chart to show, to kind of show, how she's been doing, because she's kind of feeling a little bit stuck, I think. I don't know, Deanna, don't let me put words in your mouth, but that's what I feel like, is that she's feeling just a little bit stuck. So I'm going to do a quick review of chats number 312 and 313. So 312 was how to handle a small weight gain, and then right after that was chat number 313, and it was 311 and 312. So it was 311 was how to handle a plateau, and 312 was how to handle a small weight gain. So I'm going to chat about those just really quick. Okay, thank you, Deanna. I'm not putting words in her mouth. Okay, and sorry to kind of, point you out, but you started a great discussion, and I just kind of wanted to continue that here. So I will go back and recognize people that did their homework, but I completely forgot. Let me show you real quick the progress in the showroom. I'm not changing subjects, but look, the microwave is up. It's not plugged in. We can't use it, but it's hanging there. The stove is in its spot. Can't use it. It's not hooked up. We have a faucet. Look at my super cool faucet that I bought. Super cool. Not hooked up. The refrigerator's where it's supposed to be. It is hooked up. I have, from tonight, I have a bowl of dirty dishes that I can't do because it's not hooked up. So again, if anybody knows Josh or you have Josh's phone number, call him. He was supposed to come this afternoon and finish. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so the chat that was going on over in the If You Have an Egg group was about gaining and losing, plateaus, whatever you want to call it. So, thank you, Sarah. So, chats number 311 and 312, we were talking about that, and you can go back and watch those on YouTube. Slow down, dude. You can go back and watch those on YouTube. You can go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and just search either 311 or 312, and you can find those there. But I wanted to quickly say, just as a recap on those, so kind of what those topics were, we were talking in 311 and 312 about, if you just kind of have found yourself either exchanging the same few pounds up and down, like, it's 2 pounds up, 2 pounds down, pound and a half up, pound and a half down. If you feel like you're just swapping them, you're just, here, I'll give you those. Oh, you give them back, give them out, get them back. That situation, or if you haven't shown a loss in weeks, I'm not talking like 2 weeks, I'm talking like weeks, or if your weight hasn't changed significantly in months. Okay, there's a difference, in all of those. So in chat number 311 and 312, what I explained then was that if you answered I keep exchanging the same few pounds, and hello, Joycelyn, I keep exchanging the same few pounds, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and it literally looks like this. If it literally looks like that, then the answer, my answer is that the answer is different for everybody, okay? So I know, thanks a lot, Kelly, if you're going to say it's different for everybody, but that really sounds more like a rut to me than a plateau. So sometimes when you're in a rut, sometimes little tweaks like changing up a couple of meals, like maybe making breakfast your bigger meal instead of maybe dinner, but changing up a few things on that, adding back in some protein. I know for me, when I'm doing this, when I'm just doing that, then I look back and think, hold on a minute, I've switched to mostly carb, low point, but mostly carb-based breakfast, and I'm not getting enough protein. So for me, a protein tweak, usually kicks me out of that. Maybe some different activity, like if you've been walking laps on a flat surface, maybe try swimming, or maybe try something just a little bit different, just to kind of throw your body off, of its comfort zone. But if you were the second person, Joycelyn is having trouble finding us, and she's in Atlanta this week. Joycelyn, okay, and Joycelyn, I don't know, I can't explain Facebook. It's so crazy. But if you answered, I haven't shown a loss in the last few weeks, and again, few is not 2, and Mindy's exactly right. Don't go into deprivation mode. That's not ever the answer. You're not ever going to hear me say, you should eat less food. You'll never hear me say that. So I haven't shown a loss in the last few weeks. My first question is, are you measuring or weighing? Or are you kind of eyeballing it? Have you gotten comfortable, like I do a lot, and you're suffering from the creep? I mean, I can, here I'm measuring my cereal, measuring, and then, when I find myself, kind of in that, haven't lost in the last, in several weeks, and I realize, I stopped measuring that. Oh, look, that tablespoon of peanut butter is now 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, something like that. Check your tracking. If you're not being honest in your tracking, then there's no point in tracking. And being honest doesn't mean that you have to track every meal, every day, every. But if you don't have time to be honest in your tracking for the whole day, be honest in your tracking for 1 meal a day or 1 day a week. 1 day of honest tracking is better than 7 days of no tracking or of lying to yourself, okay? I'm not accusing anybody of lying, pointing the finger back at me. And myself and other long-timers will tell you that weeks of not losing can be the result of many things like medication, an illness, too much sodium, your body's just used to what you're doing, things like that. And then sometimes doing these tweaks or just riding it out or getting done with the medication or whatever, you can experience what I call a whoosh, and then all of a sudden you'll have a good weight loss. Okay, and I can't tell you when it's coming, and I can't tell you what, exactly what to do, because it's going to be different for everybody. And then the last one is, my weight hasn't changed significantly in the last few months. If you've been honest tracking, yep, Mindy's exactly right, hormones. If you've been honest tracking, if you've been weighing things, hello, Jonna, if you know that you've been doing everything, everything right, and the scale just simply has not budged, I'm going to say, and Mindy can agree with me or not, because she is a seasoned veteran. Lynn is too. Carol Lou is. Debbie. Y'all can agree with me or not. I don't know. And I'm serious. Chime in. Y'all know I do want your opinion. I say it's time to take a break. Okay. And by take a break, I don't mean throw in the towel and say, oh, here's a towel. Oh, I'm not doing this. I'll just come back next year or next season or next, whatever. That's not what I mean. When I say take a break, I mean go ahead and change, maybe think about go ahead and changing your app to maintenance instead of losing so that it gives you those extra points. Mindy says payday's coming. You know what I mean? Give yourself a little break. So go ahead and change it to maintaining instead of to losing. It'll add back those 7 points a day. And just give yourself a little breather, take a breath. It'll allow you to, add back a few more points. Remember, Mindy just said that about don't shortchange, don't starve yourself, don't put yourself in a deprivation mode. I'm always going to tell you to try and eat a little bit more. If you're having that situation, eat a little bit more. Your body needs a break. Your brain might need a break. I know like Lynn's been under a huge amount of stress. Mindy, my gosh, her daughter, has had everything on the planet. I mean, and we're going to talk about stress here in just a second, but sometimes you just need to take just a little break, okay? Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about chat number 311 and 312. I completely skipped over chat number whatever it was 2 weeks ago. Let's go look. So 2 weeks ago was chat number 327. We did have some people, and thank you, Deanna's going to go back and watch those. I think it's a great idea. So we did have some people do their homework from 2 weeks ago, and your homework was my love list. Doing your love list could be one of those things that you need to do. That's the chat from 2 weeks ago, 327. That might be something that you need to do to kind of say, hey, let's kick this back into gear. So the homework for 2 weeks ago was hashtag my love list, and your love list, make your love list when you're in a cool, calm, collected time. Don't try to make your love list when you're sitting in the drive-thru at McDonald's going, what am I going to eat? I've had a terrible day and there's no food and whatever. That's not the time to make your love list, okay? When it's calm, cool, collected, quiet even, So Marianne had a great list. She had an inclusive list, and I think this one was fantastic. She listed her fruits. She likes watermelon, cherries, grapes, strawberries, and blueberries. Casey got some fantastic cherries on sale at Walmart this week, Rainier cherries. We could have eaten them all. Her meats, her go-to meats, her love list for meats is turkey, chicken, ground beef, and eggs. Vegetables, spaghetti squash, which people forget about. So thank you for reminding everybody about spaghetti squash, Marianne. Green peppers, carrots, and any kind of salad. Her go-to dairies are cheeses of any kind, yogurt, non-fat Greek, and cottage cheese. Perfect list, Marianne. Perfect. Jeannie's love language is 0 point foods. Okay, she has an awesome list of 0 point foods. Shrimp, people forget about that. People forget about shrimp. Chicken, eggs, nectarines, and especially for salsas, 0 point salsas. Tomatoes, berries, cucumbers, lettuces, non-fat plain Greek yogurt, basically all 0 point foods. Bravo, Jeannie. That was great. And then Casey's love list for Alan. So I told you all a couple of weeks ago that our son-in-law Alan has been diagnosed with pre-diabetes, and we're trying everything we can to help him not have to go to that next stage, which I'm happy to report he's already lost over 20 pounds. He had on a shirt that he dearly loves but has not been able to wear in the last 2 years, had it on today. All the buttons were buttoned, and he even said, he goes, I don't look like a busted can of biscuits. Do you know what I mean? You know what he means? Anyway, that was fantastic news. But Casey's love list for her hubby, Alan, was a taco bar this weekend, and she bought some of those little flat-out breads, some ground turkey, lettuce, tomatoes, corn and bean salsa, which was excellent. I had never seen that one before, but it was really good. Light sour cream and a little cheese. She made it for Alan, so that was her love list for Alan. But guess what? We all felt the love. We all ate one, and they were delicious and fantastic. So bravo to everyone who did their homework from this last 2 weeks. Bravo to all of you all, and you did a great job. Y'all kept with it, even though I got distracted shipping off my friend Liz to Australia. But bravo, everybody. Okay, this week, and here's your extra bravo stickers. This week, we are talking about stressed. Okay, being stressed. So you're stuck in traffic. You're stopped. Traffic is stopped, and you're stuck. You find out that you forgot to pay a bill. That one's never good. You get a call that the child that you just dropped off at school just threw up. So are you stressed now? Are you stressed just thinking about it? let's face it, if you're breathing, you're under some kind of stress, okay? So if you're alive and breathing, you're under some form of stress. From the time you were born, though, someone has either stuck a bottle in your mouth when you were stressed. Oh no, I'm hungry, I'm sleepy, I'm wet, change me, whatever. But our natural intent, or our natural, thing to do, tendency is to stick a bottle in your mouth. A cookie, if you get hurt, or as an adult, a high caloric beverage in your mouth to ease the stress when stress is ugly, when it rears its ugly head. We have been trained since birth that stress equals something in your mouth. Okay, 3 fast facts from Weight Watchers. The first one: tomorrow will have enough worry of its own. Okay, even the Bible will tell you that worrying about the past, quit anticipating about the disaster that could happen in the future. It tells you each day will have it has enough worry of its own. And that's actually Matthew 6:34 in the New International Version. The NIV version, it says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself." Okay, maybe some words we should listen to. Each day has enough of its own trouble, okay? Worrying about the past or stressing about what might happen in the future, guess what? Causes more stress, okay? So already being under stress and then worrying about it, ta-da, causes more stress. Who knew? Okay, the second one is, and I figured this one out, stressed backwards spells desserts. If you don't believe me, write it down, go back and check the letters, but stop for a second, check it. It's no wonder that when we feel stressed, we are more likely to overeat. Who was the genius that made the word for feeling like that, stressed, is dessert spelled backwards? That doesn't even make sense. But it's true that if we're under stress, we are more likely to eat. Okay, I mean, that's actually a fact. Okay, and anchor against the storm. Here we go with the Bible verses again. Hey, it's Sunday. I've been listening to a 2-hour women's prison ministry Bible study while I was typing this. And if you're in the middle of an ocean, life, and a storm whips up out of nowhere, again, life, what do you do to keep from being sucked off course, stuck in traffic, or flipped upside down, remember finding that unpaid bill, or whirled around, maybe getting that phone call from school, swallowed by a whale, spit out on shore, and left for dead? Okay, you got to drop that anchor. Today's anchor is a 5-step breathing and focusing exercise that we have discussed before on this Weight Watchers journey. Some of you all are going to remember it. We have 7 minutes to do this, so this is not a problem at all. You do not need a pen, you do not need a piece of paper unless you want one, if you just want to write this order down. Mindy knows it. Mindy can tell you that there's some order. You start at the top and go down. We were talking about this Thursday night during Gwen's Zoom meeting, and Mindy showed us some order to go in. She'll have to tell you all what it is. Hello, Loretta. So we're going to do a 5-step program, or a 5-step relaxation thing that we have done in the past. You may have done it other places. I've done this multiple times, with Weight Watchers. So the first thing I want you to do, I don't want you to go to sleep, okay? I want you to be relaxed, but I don't want you to go to sleep. So the first thing I want you to do is take a deep breath, and then I want you to look around and name 5 things that you can see. So out loud, name 5 things that you can see. And it might be something like, and don't make it something stressful like don't put your thing of dirty dishes on there, okay? Just look around, 5 things you can see. My new faucet, my extra tomatoes and cucumbers. So find 5 things, just look around, remember, breathe in and out, find 5 things that you can see. And then, another deep breath. Now, I want you to think of 4 things that you can feel. Like, I can feel this cool countertop. I can feel that the hair is off of my neck, so that might be something that you can feel. And then I want you to breathe in. Okay, hold on. Mindy's telling us the order. So it's eyes, nose, and see, I went in the wrong order. But Mindy's saying eyes, nose, feel, ears, mouth. Yeah, so she was giving us a visual order. So my next one is take a deep breath and breathe out again, and then name 3 things that you can hear. And we're not going to include Dusty clicking around on the floor, but 3 things that you can hear. I can hear traffic. I can hear Dusty. Bless his heart. Okay, another deep breath. And breathe out. And then name 2 things that you can smell. I can smell what I prepared for us to try tonight. And I can still smell a little bit of my soap from where I took my shower this morning. Okay, and then the last one more deep breath. And I want you to name 1 thing that you can taste. I can still taste where I tried the thing that we're making in the second half. So, okay, how do you feel? Does everybody feel relaxed now? So that is your homework for this week. So your homework this week is hashtag drop that anchor. Excuse me, hashtag DROPTHATANCHOR. Hashtag drop that anchor. And just one time this week, when stress rears its ugly head, whether it's getting the call from school, being stuck in traffic, your dog's walking around with his nails clicking, a customer stays forever, you know, blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is, just you have 5 fingers on your hand. You should have 5 fingers on at least one hand, unless you're a woodcutter or something, you know, and you've just gotten a little carried away. But just even do that, you know, because even while you're sitting in traffic, you can 5, 4, you know, you can do that. Or when I had a customer that stayed for 4 hours during a 1-hour appointment, I just put my hand down here and went 5, 4, 3. But so I want you to, one time this week, just once, when you're feeling under stress. Oh yeah, or during a mandolin incident. Exactly, Mindy, that's exactly right. And thank you, Debbie, for posting that. But when stress rears its ugly head, I want you to fight. And I still have, wait, that's not funny. I still have 5 fingers. I have like 4 and, I don't know, 8 ninths or something. Okay, but I want you to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Even if you just do like a 3, or you just pick out 5 things, or you just smell, you know, think of a couple of things you can smell. I guarantee you there's already a situation that's popped into your head that you thought, well, gosh, I wish I'd done that then, instead of losing my mind and, you know, honking at everybody and going crazy. Okay, so that is your homework for this week. Do it, do it, do it. Thank you, Sarah, for reminding me about my water. It is time for that. And thank you, Loretta says, I love that room you're in. It looks so cozy. This is where I work. So we are getting our new showroom set up and going, but this is our new kitchen showroom, which is going to be super fun because once Josh gets done, again, we will have all of this set up and everything functioning. Okay. So, and thank you, Lynn, for posting that. Okay. So everybody hashtag drop that anchor. We're going to stop and take a quick break. Everybody, we're going to get a water break. So we're at the 30-minute mark. This is chat number 328, I think. Hold on. 328. I don't know. Y'all have to tell me. Pretty sure it's chat number 328. And we're talking about stress. So everybody just take a breather. Let's all taste some water. And today's water is brought to you because we were busting it today, trying to get everything done. Today's water is brought to you by Casey's. On sale, 2 cases for $8 in Knoxville right now. Okay, everybody stop and get a drink of water. Oh, that feels so good. And yes, Sandra, thank you, 328. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put on my apron. If y'all have been around for any length of time, you know that for the second half of the chat, we get a drink of water, and then I change into my apron, and I really, 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 really need to get my other apron washed so that I can bring it back over here. But I made something that was dark colored. Hello, Sylvia. I made something that was dark colored in the other one and got a little bit of stain on my white apron. So we've been switching to the black one here lately. But this is the second half of chat number 328. I've already made what the fun thing is. I'm just going to be telling you about it, and then we will be enjoying it here in a few minutes. If you have not already said hello, like Sylvia has just popped in, so everybody say hello to Sylvia. It is so very good to see you, and I'm assuming that baseball, whatever season, is like on a hiatus right now or something. She's got lots of very busy grandchildren, and she is a very, very busy grandma. But yeah, what was I going to say? Or if you're watching this on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. If you ever need to go back and watch any of these, thank you, Sylvia. And it's true, I am the queen of everything. If you ever need to go back and watch these. If you need to go back and see these, check them out, see what I did, whatever. It's always on YouTube, and it's always on YouTube first, and it's usually a couple of days after the chat. And again, you just go to YouTube, and then in the search bar, type in "If You Have an Egg," and it should take you to my playlist, and there are over 328 videos. So if you've got a long, boring car ride to Fredericksburg, Virginia, or if you're driving to North Dakota or whatever, plug in your earphones and you're good to go. So for the second half, y'all know how much I have been loving playing with and not actually making anything that I could eat. How much, and softball was yesterday. Oh wait, hold on a second. Sylvia's granddaughter was nominated for All-State? What? Wow. That's because she's had grandma there cheering her on this whole time. That is awesome. Tell her we say congratulations. But y'all know how much I've been loving playing with the Instant Pot or doing an Instant Pot versus air fryer, challenges without actually making any food that I could eat. So, what did we talk about? What was the first thing that we talked about in tonight's chat? And we're actually right on time, so I'm going to give you all, while I get another sip of water, I'm going to give you all just a minute to think about that. So what was the very first thing that we talked about in tonight's chat? Other than Josh not coming to finish the kitchen. Does anybody remember? What did we talk about? I'm going to give you all just another second. We talked about Dusty being nervous. That was not it, even though he is. And one of my friends says he can't relax, which is very good. Okay, Sherry, we were talking about stress. Mary, we were talking about love languages. It was a little bit before that. It was the very first thing we were talking about. I'll let one more person answer, and then I'm going to start talking. Deanna should be able to answer this if she's still here. Or if Julie has popped in, Julie should know what we were talking about. Anybody? Okay, what we were talking about in the beginning is we had several girls. Oh, Debbie says no power to the appliances to cook. That was pretty high on the list, but Lynn is exactly right. We were talking about weight stalling, plateaus, things like that. And one of the things that I mentioned that works for me, and remember I said everybody's different, but one of the things that I said works for me, if my weight's kind of stalled out, or if I feel like I'm yo-yoing, if I feel like I'm just going up and down and up and down and up and down, one of the things that I said is I need to step back and evaluate, what am I eating, what time, when am I eating it, and how much protein am I getting. So protein for me, yep, Marianne, that's exactly right. So protein for me is extremely important, and having more for breakfast and a little bit less for dinner, also very important for me. That might not be a factor for you, but it's very important for me. So I actually made things in the Instant Pot this week. Lily and I we took all of our kind of overabundance of tomatoes, and we made tomato sauce and froze it. We're not talking about tomato sauce, but I actually made something to help me with these breakfasts. And we're going to talk about how that, yeah, Sandra's right, eat a lot of protein. That works for me almost every time. That helps me every time. So what we're going to talk about tonight, though, is I needed something here in the showroom. Hopefully Josh is going to get this microwave hooked up yesterday. It was not hooked up yesterday, or get it hooked up tomorrow. It was not hooked up yesterday and today, which kind of put a damper on what I was going to eat yesterday and today, but it's okay. I have spent the last day or two prepping some things that I can eat now. I can put them in the refrigerator, or I can put them in the freezer. And I bought some gallon size, I should have brought those over here to show you all. I bought some gallon size reusable zippered bags to put this in. And Debbie says eat more protein and add healthy fats. That's a great one. Let's see. Sylvia says I've started drinking bone broth to add protein for a snack. You just drink it? Sandra says eat a lot of protein. Yeah. Wow, bone broth. Okay, you have to explain the bone broth thing. Okay, so what I made though, and I've been testing this, is those little egg bites from Starbucks. So who has ever had the little egg bites from Starbucks? Show of hands. So this is a participation. Mindy says protein plus produce. The 3 P's, PPP, protein plus produce. Okay, so somebody just sent up some thumbs ups. So they've obviously had the the egg bites from Starbucks. So, and Sherry has, Sylvia says it has 20 grams of protein in 1 cup. Wow. What are some things that you can make out of it? Because I don't think I could just drink bone broth. I don't know. Never tried it. Sylvia has tried the egg bites. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that many of you have, because it is one of the more, and Sandra says they look like little donuts. So, and Debbie just had a great idea for using the bone broth. Okay, so I decided to test, I've decided to test making the little egg cups in the Instant Pot. So I want to tell you all a couple of things though. So first we're going to go over some statistics, and we have plenty of time. Okay, first I'm going to go over some statistics. So I did some testing and some results. Oh, Carol Lou made a bunch of her own egg bites for breakfast this week. Perfect. And Debbie says, yes, egg bites. Okay, so I have finished 2 different types for tonight, just to show you all how they turned out differently. But first of all, I wanted to tell you about some testing that I did. So since I did not do a air fryer versus Instant Pot, or an oven versus Instant Pot, or any other appliance versus Instant Pot, I'm just going to tell you about the test that I did with the Instant Pot. First of all, my goal this week was to do a test with the Instant Pot and actually have food to show for it, like actually have something to eat, not just a little something to nibble on. Did accomplish that. And like I said, I got the freezer zippered bags, gallon size, reusable ones, to be able to have them in the freezer here at work. Okay, first thing I found was that the price of those are about $5 for 2 of them at Starbucks in Knoxville. Thoughts? How much are they where you are? So here in Knoxville, and different areas in Knoxville that they have different pricing. I don't know if Starbucks is franchised or what, or they get to pick what their pricing is and what their menu is different places. But I found that they were about $5 for 2 of the egg bites here in Knoxville. How much have you all seen them for? And I will tell you mine so far, and I'm still tweaking this. Mine so far average out to be $1 for 2. Oh, and Lynn made mini egg bites for her son's breakfast. Hold on. Okay, Debbie's asking about the reusable zippered bags, so hold on. I'm going to go grab them. Desi's going to follow me, so it's going to be a little noisy. Hold on just a second. I promise I will be right back. For Debbie and everyone else who's wondering, I got these on Amazon, and the brand is, this is an L, so it's Lorraine. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's L-E-R-I-N-E, and they are committed to protecting the world's oceans, waves, and beaches. It's an non-governmental organization. An non-governmental organization will benefit from this purchase. They are airtight, leak-proof, eco-friendly, double-sealed, keep food fresh, food grade material, home organization assistant, blah 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 blah. They are also recyclable. So I like the fact that they were reusable, and they're double, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but they're double sealed. Okay, we'll talk about these another day, but Debbie, I got them on Amazon. Okay, so, and Sherry said they're about $5 for 2 at her Starbucks too. Okay, so that was the first thing I found, and so far mine are about $1 for 2. So 2 for $1 versus 2 for $5. Okay, plus I do not spend another $3 to $5 on a coffee while I'm there. Okay, I have coffee here that is already paid for. Okay, second thing, there was a big debate about whether to mix in, to do your mix-ins before you put them in the silicone cup or after. Okay, I found that doing whatever you're going to do with your eggs, I found that going ahead and putting that into the silicone cups, and let me show you what this, because some of you may be going, what are silicone cups? Okay, the silicone cups are like this. Some of you all may have these, but I found that adding, let me get it split over here. So I found that putting the egg mixture in the silicone cups first, that, and then adding the toppings, I found that to be easier. We are not going to actually make these tonight. I've already made them. I just wanted to talk about my findings on this, and then I promise I will do another video actually making them, because trust me, I will be making lots more of these. But I found mixing the eggs, putting them in the silicone cups, then adding the ingredients, that worked best for me. Do you all have any opinions on that? So those of you who literally just said that you just made them, did you all mix in your add-ins with the eggs and pour them in the silicone cups, or did you do it the way I did it? Okay, so that was another thing I found. Then there was an even bigger debate. Well, first of all, I should have said this. I visited many websites. I watched many videos. I consulted with several people who have eaten them, made them, like them, don't like them. One of the people I talked to just doesn't like them. So I've challenged myself to make a version that she will eat, because she was just like, yeah, I just don't like them. And I said, is it because they're $5? And she said, no, I just don't like them. But she likes eggs. Excuse me, it's not somebody that doesn't like eggs. So I've challenged myself to find a version of this that she will eat. She just doesn't like the Starbucks version. I purchased all the supplies. I'm ready. So I'm ready to test these, and I'm ready to go. So silicone cups, a definite. Price, even after you've invested in these, a definite. I found mixing in the add-ins after I mixed the eggs was best for me. That has worked the best for me. Then the next big debate was the mixing method. Okay, this was an even bigger debate than the add-in, the mix-ins before or after. So from everyone that I talked to, all the websites that I visit, all the videos that I watched, there were a handful of people that were like, you have to use an immersion blender. You have to, because that's going to make them fluffy and they're going to fluff way up. Okay, so there was the have to use the immersion blender people. Then there were the, oh my gosh, do not use an immersion blender or a blender, or you've over fluffed it and they're going to have a weird texture. There were those people. So, some on each side. Then there were the blender people, but not immersion blender people. So people who said to use a blender like you would make a smoothie in or something like that. There were those people, and just as many people who wanted to use a blender. There were that many people who said absolutely don't use a blender. Then there were the fork people, and the whisk people, and the food processor people. Okay, I did not find the immersion blender version. I didn't find it any fluffier. Okay, the fork, it was fine. I mean, it was fine. It was more like making scrambled eggs. They weren't quite as fluffy, but I didn't find the immersion blender to be any fluffier. I did not try a regular blender, and I did not try a food processor. But the immersion blender versus fork versus whisk, I chose the whisk. I've been whisking. So that also, I think, is a reason that I found it worked better for me if I do the eggs first, because you're whisking. Well, if these weren't dirty, I'd pull them back out. But you're whisking the eggs and anything else, liquids that you put in with the eggs, you're whisking all of that first, putting it in here, and then putting your solids in. So I think that's why I like that version better. And I seriously am curious. So you seasoned egg bite people, how do you all mix yours? Are you using a fork? Are you using a whisk? Are you using the blender, an immersion blender? How are you all mixing yours? Okay, the next one. This one I'm still working on, okay? This is a work in progress. Cooking time and temperature. So as soon as I perfect my method, I will do a separate video, because I'm still working on the cooking thing. What I can say is a couple of the recipes that I found online said to cook on low. Some of them said to cook on high. The one that's on the official Instant Pot website says to cook on steam. I did not try that, okay? Let's see. Debbie uses foil over them, and she does use the immersion or the blender. Are they fluffier? Did you find them fluffier, Debbie, when you did that? But anyway, so I found some versions that were low temp that were on. So we're talking about, let me turn it around here. So we're talking about making these in an Instant Pot, which is, it's a pressure cooker. So some of the recipes I found said to do low pressure. with a natural release. Some said to do low pressure with a fat quick release. Some said to do low pressure for less minutes, more minutes, high pressure, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was all over the planet. I will say when I did the low pressure version, they did still cook, but I had to increase the cooking time. Like I had to put them back in. And I'm going to show you all 2 different versions that I made before the chat started. Okay, so cooking time and temp, I'm still working on, but I did have to add more time on the low. If I'm going to do it on low, I had to add more time. I also did figure out when you get all that programmed in, you actually have to hit start or they don't cook at all. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but just going through all the gyrations and talking to somebody at the same time while you're trying to do all this, if you don't push start, they won't cook at all. Okay, just a heads up. Just a heads up to let you know. Let's see. Lynn says fork and mixing the add-ins seems to work better for her in the mini containers. Ooh, and Debbie says, but I like mine cooked in the air fryer because she likes the crispier edges. So you're saying I should have done an air fryer versus an Instant Pot test on this? So Debbie, you're going to have to tell me, how do you do them in the air fryer? And I'll do that next. I'm on board. I still have 8 eggs left. I'm happy to do that. Okay, not tonight, but I'm happy to do that. Okay, to spray or not to spray. So because these are silicone cups, spray them. Even though they're silicone, should be able to pop out easier, spray them. They came out so much prettier and so much easier sprayed. So to spray or not to spray, I'm gonna say spray. Okay, the next thing was double stacking. So they can, let me take this one out and show you. And this is cool, so do not take this out of your Instant Pot when it's fresh, okay? Don't make it hot. So double stacking, some people, let me put the top on this one. And I'm going to talk about the tops in a second. So do not, yeah, and Debbie said she's gotten distracted before and not actually hit start. That was like, I was like 15 minutes later, I was like, why is this thing not doing anything? And I went, did not hit start. Okay. So don't fuss about the lid yet if you do this, okay? So there was a debate on stacking them straight up and down. Do you see what I'm saying? Like even, like all the little bumps line up. And you want to put it on something like this. This was the metal one. I'm probably going to go ahead and get a silicone one just because it seems like it would be cooler to the touch. And I don't like that scratchy sound from the metal one. But there was, ooh, and Sandra does hers in the air fryer in small oven-proof cups. Okay, deets, we need details, Sandra. So when you stack them and put them on here, you can do 2 at the same time. And these silicone cups have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. I never noticed that. It's 7 little cups. It's an odd number, which is odd. But so some said just to stack them like this if you're cooking 2 at the same time. I did find that if you turn them like this, so can you all see that? It's like they're like offset from each other. I did find that if you turn them like that, if you're going to double stack them, I found that if you turn them off center from each other, I don't know why that works. I cannot explain why that works, but I found if you turn them like that, it works better than you can do 2, you can stack 2 at the same time. Okay, so that was something that I found. So if you all are double stacking them, are you all straight up and down, or are you offsetting them? Because seriously, I want your all feedback too. Okay, then the next thing was using the cover. Okay, I just said don't fuss at me if you just saw the covers that I put on here. So these are silicone. Y'all should know by now what silicone is. Okay, not all silicone cups have a silicone lid. This one, and I'm shocked nobody fussed at me about this. Corrine, I'm going to show you in a few minutes. So this one is a hard plastic lid. And I am shocked no one fussed about that when I took it off a second ago. This one is a silicone lid. So see how floppy that is? That's a silicone lid. This silicone lid, they're not all equal, okay? This silicone lid is okay to use in the Instant Pot. This hard lid, you will ruin it if you use it in the Instant Pot on that high pressure. Debbie puts aluminum foil on the top of hers. That's totally fine. A lot of the people that I saw, and these are so juicy, they're like leaking all over the countertop. A lot of people I saw do use aluminum foil on the top. Perfectly fine. So remember, this hard plastic lid, no, do not put that in your Instant Pot. Soft silicone lid, okay to go. Okay, so that was a question. This next one, hold on. Cottage cheese is mandatory. Several of the websites said, oh, you have to use cottage cheese. If you're going to get a perfect Starbucks egg cup, they weren't quite as aggressive as I'm making it sound, but it felt like it. It felt like they were attacking me, because they all should know, even though they don't know me and they don't follow me, they should know how much I dislike cottage cheese. And all you naysayers, quit selling me on, sorry, Debbie, quit selling me on your, oh, cottage cheese is going to melt. You'll never taste it, whatever. I'll just try to figure out a way to not use cottage cheese. And I'm going to show you 2 different ones here, and I'm going to hurry through this last part so I can show them to you. So cottage cheese is not mandatory. I'm just here to tell you, you do not have to use cottage cheese. So none of that cottage cheese tomfoolery, I'm not falling for it. If you do like cottage cheese though, those of you who like cottage cheese, please feel free to share with each other how they turn out with cottage cheese, and y'all just enjoy your egg bites over there and don't invite me over, okay? So just enjoy them over there. Just take your little, make your little cottage cheese area over there, okay? But that was one thing I wanted to prove, because I needed, yeah, I still love you too, Debbie. I needed to know that I did not have to do cottage cheese, because a couple of these websites were like, you have to have it. Okay, baking powder. I saw a handful of websites that said baking powder, a handful of websites that said baking powder. The majority of them didn't mention it. So I'm going to show you the differences here in just a second. And then cooking other ingredients first. So that was one thing that I wanted to figure out. I found that it was only necessary to pre-cook those add-in. Remember I was talking about add-in ingredients? So I'm not talking about the eggs. Oh, Debbie says cream of tartar. I didn't try that. But I'm not talking about eggs. I'm talking about things like bacon or chicken, if you wanted to add something, like chicken to your eggs. Or if it was a tougher veggie like a pepper, or something like that. If it's something like that, please, if it's meat, if it's uncooked meat, please do myself and yourself a favor and cook those first before you add them to your egg bites. I know you're going to be cooking in here, but please just go ahead and cook those first. Kind of tougher vegetables like peppers, things like that. You can just saute them. So you could technically saute them in here first, dump out that water, kind of clean that out, and then you could make your egg bites. Okay, so I'm going to show you the 2 that I made today. And Christine that was here working with me today, she was like, well, is this going to be supper? Can I eat it when we're done? And I was like, if you want to eat it at 9 o'clock, sure. So, Sarah says it froze. And I was like, if you want to eat it at 9 o'clock, and switch. Oh, am I back? I'm back, I'm hoping. Hopefully. Okay, hopefully a bunch of y'all will come right back on, because, so I don't know what happened. We're not having any bad weather. There's no wreck out here or anything. No, I'm back, Sarah, I'm back. So anyway, I don't know what happened. So let's go ahead and finish this. Actually, that was the suspense. So I did that on purpose. I made the internet go out on purpose to keep you all in suspense. Just kidding. And hello, Lisa. I don't think I saw you when you came in. Okay, so let's try these real quick just so you'll know. Blue is no cottage cheese. No cottage cheese, and they do have baking powder in them. Pink is cream cheese and no baking powder, okay? Outside of that, almost everything else is the same. So I did eggs, and again, I'll do another video for this because we don't have time to go through this whole thing, but I did eggs, baking powder, a little bit of water, and did my mixing ingredients. This one is eggs, cream cheese, not cottage cheese. I also heard you can do ricotta cheese, but I haven't tried it yet. So this side is eggs, cream cheese, and the same add-ins. Okay, this is what they look like. Who was it that asked what they look like when they come out? I don't remember who it was that asked. And if you have a little tiny spatula, that works better. Okay, so same ingredients. That one has no cottage cheese, but it does have cream cheese. This one, oh, and these were cooked on low pressure for, I ended up having to do 8, 9, 10, 11, for 11 minutes, and then a quick release on the pressure. These were cream cheese. Check that out. Baking powder, no baking powder, no, Dusty's like, the eggs, give me the eggs. Everything else is the same. So baking powder, cream cheese. Outside of that, everything else is the same. I'm thinking cream cheese is the answer. Okay, and let's try one real quick. So this is the baking powder, a little bit of water, otherwise same ingredients. Still very delicious. I did a little bit of diced ham, tomatoes, zucchini, and some mushrooms. Okay, and then this one, look how big that is. This is the one with the cream cheese, and then it has the same add-ins. And Carol Lou said, did I use my fat-free yogurt cream cheese, which is a whole nother video? Yes, Carol Lou. Thank you for leading in with that. Yes, I did. Look at that. So, y'all know what I'm going to be having for supper. The rest of these, Sarah says she bets it would be good with ricotta too. I think it really will be too. I have not tried that one yet. But again, still playing with the times and temperatures. This one was done on high. This one was done on low. I'm sticking with high. So far, all of mine done on high have turned out this fluffy. All of mine done with cream cheese have turned out this fluffy. All of the ones with baking soda have been pretty fluffy. They've been fluffy without, I mean, that's still pretty fluffy. That is still pretty fluffy. All without cottage cheese. But again, if you love cottage cheese, go ahead and knock yourself out. Enjoy. Don't let me stand in your way. Quick reminders, no hard plastic. Yes, silicone. Yes, turning them a different way. Yes, always remember to put water in here. I'm shocked Debbie didn't say that. Please do not forget to put the water in your Instant Pot before you get all this started. But as soon as I finish perfecting this, which I think I'm pretty darn close, I'm going to try it with some ricotta, just see how I feel about it, against the cream cheese. But that fat-free cream cheese really, really helps with the points, because the fat-free cream cheese, if you'll go back and watch my how to make fat-free cream cheese video, and you can check that out on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, 0 points for my fat-free cream cheese. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you will try this and let me know how it works for you. Yeah, Corrine says he's never had them before, and she has a new recipe to try for tomorrow. Yeah, that is my whole point of being here. And John is gross. He says, good night, everyone. Love cottage cheese. So I'm not going to make these for you with cottage cheese. I'll make you some with the cream cheese. But good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to let that next video roll over. And please, 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 please subscribe. YouTube's doing some weird things with their algorithm and with their numbers, and so it's just depressing. But anyway, so please click that little button and go ahead and subscribe. If you feel so inclined after we are done, you can still give stars. And remember, stars help to pay for all of these things that I get, because I spend a ton of money. Don't tell John, who I hope has already clicked off, but I spend a ton of money on this. But I love doing it, and I love doing this for y'all. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and y'all have an amazing evening, and I will see you next week. Good night.